everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair. Today I'm going to be showing you this beautiful style by Henry Margu. Her name is Alex and she's in the color 1226 GR. Okay, so let's take her out of the box. This is Alex by Henry Margu in the color 1226 GR. All right, so let's start by looking at the cap. So you have the extended lace front from ear tab to ear tab, a full mono top, open wefting, your felt or velvety ear tabs, and extended open nape, and Velcro adjusters, which seem to be pretty much on the outer edge, maybe in a tiny bit. Now this is a petite average sized wig, so it'll be interesting to see how it fits. As far as stretch, there's some stretch in there, and I just want to feel around and see if I feel any permatease. Sometimes it's easier when it's off. There may be some right around the nape area here. And if you ever see, it's not the case with this wig, but if you ever see shorter nape hairs there, that's done so that the nape doesn't tangle as much. It doesn't mean your wig was cut. We have people ask about that. All right, so there could be some permatease around the nape. Other than that, I don't feel any. Okay, now let's try her on. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to say she's fitting me perfectly. Ooh, I like this. So pretty. I love these curls. Wow. So she's fitting me perfectly. I would not need to take her in. There was room to take her in more, so I would say it would go to petite. And while there was some stretch, I would say it just goes to average. I don't think it would go larger than average. Wow, so pretty. Look at that. So she has an extended lace front. Let's take a look at that. Hopefully you can see that there. And a full mono top, which means you can part her anywhere. Now she looks to be parted pretty much in the middle. So I'm going to try each side. There you go. You could part her to that side, to the other side. Now she is a regular synthetic wig. There you go. She's not heat friendly. If you do want to style her differently, you can't use a high heat on this. You may be able to use one of the tools that are recommended for regular synthetics. But honestly, I wouldn't change anything up about her. I just love this look. All right, I'm going to spin for you and show you the style. Really pretty. Okay, let's talk measurements. First, I'll tell you my measurements. My circumference is 21 inches. Ear to ear, I'm 12 inches. Forehead to nape, I'm 13 inches. My face is 8 inches. My forehead is 3 inches. My neck is 3 inches. And the width of my face at the widest point is 10 inches. I give you all of those measurements so that you have a better idea of how a wig will fit and look on you. If you don't know how to take your measurements, no worries. Check out my video, which I'll have linked below, where I show you how to do all of that correctly. So let's talk about the measurements of Alex. Her back is 6.5 to 12 inches. So that tells me there are layers here. Her nape, 6.5 inches. The overall length, 14 inches. Really nice length. Bang, 10 3/4, so that's a little longer than my face. The length from the ear tab, 10.5 inches. The top, it says 10 3/4 to 12 inches, so that must be layers around the top. The sides, 9.5 to 12 inches, and she weighs 4.73 ounces. And I would consider her probably a medium density, maybe the lighter side of medium, but there's a decent amount of hair here, I would say, and I love the look of it. So I wouldn't want this to have less hair, not with this style. I really like it. As far as the color goes, 1226 GR is a warm, rooted and highlighted wig color, really pretty. And it's described as a light golden brown, hopefully you can see this, with light blonde and gold blonde highlights and medium brown roots. So really pretty. Definitely a warm toned wig. And if you want to learn more about colors and tones and all of that, I just did a 2-part series on that, so make sure you go check that out. So let's take a look at the ear tabs. All right, you got nice coverage on the ear tabs. Anything gray coming forward would be my hair. The ear tabs come to the top of my ear here, and I always like to check behind to see if the cap is sitting on the top of my ear, which it is not. I'm very happy about that. If it sits on top of my ear, sometimes it can rub and cause irritation, but this is very comfortable. As far as styling this little lady, well, first let me just spritz her with some water. I like to do that for any flyaways, kind of just get the fibers moving. You could definitely pull her back in a half up, half down. That would be pretty. You could put her in a little ponytail, which I will show you in a second, and I would definitely pull out some front pieces. Oh, that would be so pretty. I love how these front pieces curl. You know, and you could just have her in a little ponytail. You could also use a headband if you wanted to. Something like that. Just great. So many things you could do with her. Dress her up, dress her down, wear her casually. Just a great all-around style. And if I didn't mention, Alex is a regular synthetic wig. So if you're a person who prefers regular synthetic or you're looking for that workhorse wig that doesn't need as much maintenance, Alex could be a great choice. And let's try on the glasses. Under the ear tabs, no problem. And over the ear tabs, again, no problem. All right, let's take this color outside. Okay, here I am out on the front stoop. You'll see behind me as I turn in the light that there is a lot of snow. We just had a snowstorm, but hopefully you'll get an idea of this color. And maybe I can step out a little and hang out into the light so you can see that. Beautiful. Love this color. All right, and let's go back through the house. Whew. I'll try turning on the lights so that you can see it in the light here. So pretty. Okay, so there you have it. This is Alex by Henry Margu in 1226 GR. I'd love to hear what you think of her. And if you've tried her, let me know. Again, she's a petite average size, so keep that in mind. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.